You chose this.
What's going on, Royal Reliance, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars The Clone Wars video game related video because, right, this is quite cool. There has been some Easter eggs for a Clone Wars game that a lot of people haven't picked up on, but about 2 months ago, Star Wars Battlefront Updates actually posted a video with these little Easter eggs or clues to whether or not a Clone Wars game is actually coming. Now, this evidence that he found was really interesting, and it was quite strong, pointing towards the fact that there will be a Clone Wars game at some point. And he found these in EA Star Wars A Look Ahead video, which was posted 9 months ago. I'm going to show you the clip, and I'm going to stay quiet through the clip and let you see if you can find the Clone Wars Easter eggs in this short little clip from the EA Star Wars A Look Ahead video. So now that you've had a chance to watch that clip, let me know down in the comment section which Easter eggs you think were there to point to a Clone Wars game, or if you didn't find any, don't worry about it. I'm going to be going over them later in this video to tell you what these Easter eggs are so you can see and judge for yourself whether or not you think a Clone Wars game is actually coming. So to start off with, in this clip, you get to see two people doing motion capture, which looks to be like a lightsaber fight, and that style seems to be really energetic. Now, that's the first clue of a Clone Wars game, because back in the original trilogy, I'm going to show you a clip of the lightsaber fights from there. They were very sluggish, very slow. I think George Lucas actually wanted the lightsabers to be heavy, compared to in the prequel trilogy where they were just lobbing them around with one hand like they were some sort of lightweight nunchuck. So as you can see from that clip, the lightsaber combat in the original trilogy was very sluggish, quite slow. It only really sort of got quick in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. But in A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, it was quite sort of slow. The lightsabers did look heavy, or did appear to be heavy. Where in the clip from the EA Star Wars A Look Ahead video, it was very fast lightsaber combat, so it didn't really suit the original trilogy style, more the prequel trilogy style. Then we get to see the game director at Respawn Entertainment, Stig Asmussen, and next to his name is the Jedi Order logo. So obviously this is the image we get to see straight away. We get to see Stig Asmussen when he's talking, we get to see what his title is, blah 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 blah. And then if you zoom in a little bit closer, you do get to see that there is in fact a Jedi Order logo right next to his name, which could just be put in there for amusement, or it could be a little bit of a clue that he is working on a game which involves the Jedi Order. And the Jedi Order was there around the time of the Clone Wars. Obviously, after the Clone Wars, they all got wiped out, but during the Clone Wars, the Jedi Order was very much there and had a strong presence in the Clone Wars. If you don't believe me that that is the Jedi Order logo, then you can go onto Wikipedia, the Star Wars wiki, and see that the Jedi Order logo is in fact the one that we see next to Stig Asmussen's name. And it gives a little bit of a description about what the Jedi Order is. I'm not going to go through that. You know, you can read it for yourself, or go and find it on the internet and have a look at it there. Now, earlier in this video, I mentioned the lightsaber combat that we get to see in this clip. I mentioned that it was very fast, it seemed quite fluid. Like I said, lots of jumping around, things like that. Now, that style of lightsaber combat for me definitely suits the prequel era more, especially in Attack of the Clones where Obi-Wan and Anakin take on Count Dooku. That was quite a quick fight. There was a lot of movement in it, until obviously, you know, Anakin got his arm chopped off and Obi-Wan got sliced a little bit. So it could take place around the time that the Attack of the Clones movie did in the Clone Wars, or it could even lead into towards the end of the Clone Wars and when the Jedi were wiped out, which could be around the time that Anakin and Obi-Wan had their duel on Mustafar. That was a very, very, very fast-paced fight. It was very fluid, there was lots of movement in it. It has to be my favourite Star Wars lightsaber fight in any of the Star Wars movies to date. So this game could take place around the time of the Clone Wars or during the Clone Wars, or even after the Clone Wars around the time of Revenge of the Sith. Or it might actually link the two together. We could see the game take place during the Clone Wars and then during Order 66 and after that. We're not really sure, but these signs definitely point towards the fact that a Star Wars Clone Wars game could be coming out in the near future by Respawn Entertainment. which would be brilliant to see. I do really want to see a Clone Wars game, but I'm not sure whether that will happen. Let me know down in the comment section below whether you think all of these little Easter eggs in the EA Star Wars A Look Ahead trailer point towards the fact that a Clone Wars game is coming, or do you think it's just all purely coincidence and that, you know, not to look into it too much. Make sure to smash a like on this video if you have enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to join the Aurora Alliance, and be kept up to date with all things Star Wars, especially Star Wars gaming. Other than that, may the Force be with you.